What's going on, guys? Sinumatic back again. I got the elite. It shows you actually how many kills I confirmed and all that kind of stuff in there. But kind of went back and listened to 1 through 5, and I realized I've basically given you guys, for the most part, like the major stuff in my life to an extent. I know there's a lot of holes in there, but I mean, you can get the basic idea of, you know, how my life has been. And I'm gonna do this one. I'm gonna try to come up to like present time, and then I'll probably do 3 or 4 more of these just to kind of fill in all the blanks about different subjects in my life that I didn't really cover when I told you guys, you know, the original first 5. Like, I haven't even covered music. We'll get to that kind of in another video, I guess you could say. But anyways, I currently had left off about us living in this house that my wife had been living in for probably 20-something years, and here's what happened. We bought a house at auction. Of course, it was gonna need work. We just didn't know how much work, and then we got it, and we started working on it. Well, it needs a lot more work than we thought. It is still definitely something that we can fix up in the next year or so and live in. But, you know, I'm just gonna say, it's like straight up, you know, me, I'm a hard-headed motherfucker. The problem in my marriage is that my wife is just as hard-headed as I am. So, you know, if there's something to argue about, we're gonna argue about it. But, you know, when there's nothing to argue about, everything's fine. But when there's something to argue about, we always argue about it. And basically, we bought this house because she said she didn't want to live here no more, and I was, you know, I was cool with that. I don't want to live here either. We ran into all the problems with it, and you know, it started causing us to argue a lot, and she was having to go to her mother's house, I don't know, like every weekend, because her mother was going out of town to watch her mother's pets and stuff like that. And that's actually right around the time when most of you guys will know I started live streaming a lot, because I was stuck here by myself. And I was streaming for, you know, 10, 20 hours a day. Well, it turned into every weekend, to a point where she was like, I don't want to come back to that house, so we need to move. And I was like, you know, well, we can't just move. We don't have the money to just move. And, you know, arguments and things like that. Me being stubborn, her being stubborn. She eventually just started staying at her mother's. And that happened for about the last 2 or 3 months, actually. And it got worse and worse and worse, though. It was like she wouldn't come home, and, you know, she'd just be over there all day. Like, you know, fuck me. And I was at the same time like, fuck you, I'm not coming to get you because you don't want to be here, then fuck it, you know, all that kind of silliness. But currently at this point in time, my wife went out because she got mad, or for whatever reason. Since we couldn't stay in the house that we're fixing up, she went and rented another house that costs $700 a month. And I guess the point that I'm at in my life right now is pretty much my fault. I mean, I can't even tell her that to her face, because then it just always turns into something else. Like, basically she asked me to come look at something and said don't get mad, and she took me to this house that costs twice as much as the rent we're paying right now. And a lot of you guys know I don't currently have a job. I'm going to school, and the school money's gone, and pretty much living off nothing. And shows me this house that she went and rented without consulting with me, and I kind of flew off the hinges and was like, I'm not moving in here. And, you know, right now I'm currently at kind of the point where it's like, I done stuck with this so long that now she doesn't, you know, she's like, well, fine, you don't want to move in here? I don't want you to move in here. So it's kind of in that stubborn phase, back and forth. And, you know, hopefully everything works out, because I do love my wife, I do love my kids. I'm going to try to, you know, I've tried a few times, I'm going to try to be the bigger man. That's her calling on the phone right now. I just have to call her back when I'm done with this commentary. But, you know, I'm trying to work everything out. And that's why I keep telling you guys I'm moving really soon, because I'm either moving in with her, or I'm going to end up moving in with my little brother or something until I figure out what to do. But we'll have to see. Like I said, I hope everything works out, but I just don't know. You know, I just don't know these days because life is crazy. Life's always throwing you curveballs, which is actually another commentary I've been thinking about doing. But this video is almost over. Hopefully I haven't bored you guys too much. I wanted to go more in depth, and I will come back and do, like I said, 3 or 4 more videos covering all the stuff I left out in between. But, you know, a lot of this stuff is really just emotionally getting to me, so I don't really want to go into some of it at the moment or whatever. Like, I just wanted to get this out of the way. Like, you know, music, I love music. You know, I want to talk about that. I want to talk about a lot of stuff I left out. But basically, I wanted to get all the stuff off my chest that, you know, was really currently bothering me. And hopefully, you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, there'll be 3 or 4 more after this. They just won't be in story form as much. They'll be more off topic. I'm out. Peace.